Cardale burst onto the scene by doing a little bit of a number on the Badgers, if I'm not mistaken, back in the day. Good morning, Cardale. It's great to have you here. Take me inside as a former Big Ten player, former national champion. What do you think about what's going on with your league right now in light of this Wisconsin pausing the program, Purdue's coach not even being able to coach last week, and everything that could be happening moving forward?
Hey, first and foremost, good morning, guys, and thanks for having me. But I think they're taking the right steps to try to keep everybody safe. This is one of the things that they stressed about when they had to welcome Big Ten football back into the college football world, is the protocols and what they're going to do to keep not just the players but the staff and everyone surrounding, clearly the campus safe. And like the AD said, with the number of outbreaks they had in such a short period of time, I personally think it was the right call, but me as a fan of the game, it's hard to see, especially if it come down the road and my Buckeyes had to cancel a game. But it's the right call because we put these protocols in place, and this is one of the things we had to do to have in place for us to have a season.
12 Gauge, if you was playing right now and this was going on, would you play? Would you want to play, or would you opt out?
That's a tough one, man. At the end of the day, I think I don't want to play, honestly, because like a lot of these guys that play at Ohio State who opt back in, they want an opportunity to play for something bigger than them. They want an opportunity to play with their guys. And it just goes back to me when people say, hey, would you go back to college and play right now? And I say no. But if I can play with my guys, the Mike Thomas, the Zeke Ellis, the Joey Bosa, I sign up for it in a heartbeat.
How do you feel about the Big Ten playing fewer games than anyone else when it comes to the college football eligibility?
It's tough, but the NCAA got to recuperate some of that money they lost with the Big Ten being out and starting the season so late. And if you wanted those, not necessarily ticket sales, but if you wanted those ratings, and if you want, these people to travel to some of these locations where some of these big bowl games and the college football playoffs are going to be held, you're going to need that Ohio State in there. You're going to need, potentially other big-time schools in that Final Four to recuperate some of that money that they lost. So it's not always fair, but at the end of the day, we're looking at the best four teams, and I don't think amount of games can determine that. I think you got to look at the product they put on the field each and every week.
Cardale, tell me about the Ohio State. What makes them so special? Obviously, Justin Fields came out and was spectacular, but you look at Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson. I mean, they have all the pieces.
Mm-hmm. I think one thing that separates them guys definitely from just trying to give a complete unbiased opinion here when, because I had an opportunity to see a lot of teams play, had an opportunity to see some teams actually play in person already this year. I just think the coaching staff and the standard is such a high level that these guys have no opportunity but to be great. And these guys are following, like you named, two of the pretty much top receivers in the country right now. Well, they follow in the footsteps of a Michael Thomas, of a Devin Smith, and guys of a Terry McLaurin and Paris Campbell. So they have no chance but to, kind of grow up fast and step up.
Is the running game good enough to win a national championship?
It got rooms for improvement. I don't want to see my quarterback, tucking the ball and running and allowing himself to get hit as many times as Justin did the first game. But it got rooms for improvement, and I think those backs are special. We just got to keep them better each and every week.
This weekend, we'll see Ohio State take on Penn State. What are your expectations? Now, you can be a fan if you want to of Ohio State. You don't have to be shy. What are your expectations of this game?
I expect OSU to pull it out, but Penn State, man, I don't know when last time this team lost 2 games in a row. When you face a team like this coming off a devastating loss as they did at Indiana in overtime and such a crazy play, you got to expect the unexpected. Clearly, they don't want to lose their home over, and this is almost all of them. This is make or break for their season at this point. And like you guys mentioned earlier, it's such a short season. Keyshawn, the saying when, early in the season you might have a slip up or a bump and you lose a game or something like this. And the guy said, well, it's a long season. We can turn around. Well, this is Penn State season right here this weekend. If they lose against Ohio State, they can wrap it up.
Help me out with this one, 12 Gauge, because you went through this yourself after winning a national title your junior year, putting up extraordinary numbers. You elected to come back your senior year at Ohio State. Trevor Lawrence is facing something very similar. What would you tell Trevor if he asks you about his decision?
I think it just got to be right for him. It got to be right for not just him, but his family and the opportunities and his goals that he aligned when it comes to his professional career. I mean, to my understanding, the kid would be a college grad. I mean, the kid is already a national champ. At this point, I mean, right now, in my personal opinion, playing more games than the numbers he has right now, he's the Heisman front runner. He got to ask himself what more I can do on a college level. And I mean, let's be honest, Trevor Lawrence would have been the first pick since he's been at college. So if he was my kid, no way he'd be playing next year.
That just seems to be the most logical answer of all. One of the reasons we love having Cardale on is because there are so many great college football analysts out there, but Cardale is still so closely connected to the game. It's only been a half decade. So to get that sort of perspective on the players of today is what really separates this dude, and it's a pleasure to have him on the program. Cardale, thanks a lot. I know you'll be watching Saturday Night Football with Ohio State and Penn State, as we talked about earlier in the segment with Penn State's season, according to Cardale, on the line.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.